So yeah, I lost all the weight, got back into baseball. Another really important person in my life is my coach, my first original like private coach, Joe Mazuka.
Okay.
Played professional baseball, really good guy, but he kind of gave me my like you mindset, like where it's like I'm better than you mindset, like I'm gonna work to be better than you mindset.
We are live, another podcast, and we are streaming live from the AK Hive, the Adversity Kings podcast room. We've got special guest today, Mr. John Rings, and I gotta adjust.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. Mr. Rings, where were you born and raised?
Des Plaines, Illinois, so right outside the city.
Des Plaines, Illinois, right outside the city.
Yes, sir.
And so, let's see here. Where do I want to go from here? What about your mom, dad? Where are they from?
Born and raised, and dad from Niles, Illinois, mom from Howard Heights, Illinois. So Chicago.
So
Heights
you guys are
area.
like Illinois thoroughbreds. Yeah. So Illinois, born and raised. In addition to that, what about parents? What about grandparents? Like, where's your point of origin? Where do you trace back to?
I would say that's the most interesting story. Is definitely like my grandparents and like how they were brought up. My grandpa on my mom's side was originally from Pittsburgh.
Whoa.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about that before. Pittsburgh, not Pittsburgh, but Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Born and raised there. Dad was in the war, and
which war?
World War II.
Okay.
And after that, his mom died at birth, actually. So when he was born, his mom died.
Wow.
And he has a very interesting story. His dad actually, because of that, basically blamed it on him and dreaded him and disliked him extremely. And his dad became a raging alcoholic. So during the time, and they lived in a small town in Pennsylvania, a good hour or 2 hours away from Pittsburgh. But when she died, he became an alcoholic, and he actually got adopted by his aunt. So he took on the last name Davis. So yeah, interesting story, and they kind of grew apart after that, and he didn't see his dad too much, and then he finally moved out to Chicago, where he grew up, and he met my aunt. And my grandma, excuse me. He met my grandma, and they got pregnant at like 17, 18. And the next day, my grandpa showed up at her doorstep with flowers, and they got married. They went down to the courthouse and got married just like that.
What brought him to Illinois?
Just job, business.
Business?
Just job. He didn't have a business, but...
And grandma had your mom?
Yeah, I had my mom. She was firstborn.
Okay. So, do you have both sets of grandparents?
No. So, I never had my grandpa on my dad's side. He was a hard worker, carpenter.
Okay.
What do you call it? An inspector for the city of Niles. So, very well known in the city of Niles. And my grandma died when I was like 12. She was a very prominent person in my life at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so my grandparents on my dad's side are no longer with us, but on my mom's side, they're both still here, so that's pretty
And they're
special.
still in Illinois?
Yeah,
okay.
Howard Heights. So my grandma's dad actually was the first mayor of Howard Heights, so he created Howard Heights.
Okay.
So out there, it's like a small Chicago suburb, and that's a very interesting story. That could go on for hours and hours, but yeah, he created Howard Heights. The house they live in now was Town Hall at the time, which is pretty cool. And his name's Herbert Huning. Low-level name, not people know who he is, but it's a crazy
Herbert
name.
Rings.
Herbert Huning.
Herbert Rings.
Yeah, so my grandpa got into politics. He was a building inspector.
Okay.
Down there, the mob was prominent too. So there was times where he'd shut down businesses, and he didn't play around. He's a 6'3", 280-pound man, scary dude. Still scary. He'd take my head off.
Your grandpa?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's a scary dude. And there would be gasoline on his door, like crazy stuff. Like he'd get involved. He looked like he was part of the mob.
Yeah.
But, so they were pretty prominent in politics down there and stuff like that.
Now, what nationality are you? Like,
so Irish, German, and Italian, I believe.
Irish, German, Polish, Italian.
No Poland.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
German and I don't think German and Polish would really work together.
They could. You never know. So you're Irish, German, Italian, and then you have a general idea in regard to your history and your kind of your point of origin, grandparents, and all that. Who would you say you had the strongest relationship with growing up?
My mom, for sure. So I was always really close to my mom. Me and my dad are extremely close, but I've always been a mom's boy. Really close to my mom. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some, as you're growing up, what are some initial memories that you have from maybe elementary or middle school that kind of started to shape your life?
Yeah, so I was just like an average elementary school kid. Like I was fat, very fat.
Yeah, little pudge.
Didn't play any sports. I mean, I only played sports. I always said this. I only played sports because that's what my grandpa wanted us to do. My entire family is bred athletes. Like my cousins all played football, baseball, everything. And I was like just this fat, pudgy kid that just played video games and ate Cheetos all day. Yeah. So I didn't really get involved in sports, but I was playing baseball, but not because I like wanted to. It's because I felt like I had to. Yeah. And I was just fat, had bad grades, class clown type thing. And one day, one of my best friends, this is going into like middle school. At the time, this sounds so stupid now, but at the time it was like meant the world to me. He stole like this $300 Xbox controller that I got for like Christmas. Yeah. My best friend I've had for years going into middle school. And I found out my neighbor's a cop. Like he came over the next day to like help me look for it, but I knew it was stolen. Like I knew he had it. You know, he came the next day to help me look for it. I thought he was gonna give it back to me. Like I thought he felt bad and was gonna give it back to me. And my neighbor, Miss Cam, so after my grandma passed away, my neighbor, Miss Cam, who was also a very dominant person in my life, she kind of became like a grandmother to me. Yeah. She used to take care of me and my sister like every day. Yeah. And she knew about it. And my neighbor, Officer Jones, he's a really good guy, funny guy. She told him about it, and he came over while my friend was over. We'll just call him Tony, right? And then Tony was over, and he scared the shit out of him. And the next day he texted me, he's like, oh, I found it in my backpack, it's right here. And I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy. And then he brought it back and it was broken. And I was pissed, dude, I was so pissed. Like went on this rampage, you're gonna pay me for it, like fuck you, like all this stuff, like just absolute rampage. Paid me for it. All my like best friends in that friend group took his side for some reason. And this is going into like a big turning point in like a young man's life, you know, going into middle school. And so I went into middle school with no friends, like none at all, by myself. And that was like a huge turning point in my life. Because at that point it was like make or break. I could either still be like a loser, or I could prove him wrong and make him regret it. And like I just had like the biggest, I don't know if we could swear on here. Yeah, I just had like the biggest like fuck you attitude. Like I was like, fuck you, watch this. Yeah. So I got into Taekwondo, which is crazy, but it shaped me. Like it literally shaped me as a human being. And I lost like 80 pounds in 4 months.
You guys don't want to be friends?
Bro, I was a Taekwondo. Nobody believes me. Nobody believes me. Nate doesn't believe me. Nobody believes me that I was good, but I won like championships. Like I was pretty damn good.
Yo, you think my boy was a champion Taekwondo?
Bro, I was a little chubby kid, but it helped me lose lots of weight.
Zaleski, what are your thoughts on Rings being a champion Taekwondo?
Bro, you can see it.
Do you see that?
Maybe like go do the fucking hot dog eating contest in New York.
No.
Okay, so you get into Taekwondo, you start to prove everybody wrong, and then what?
Yeah, so then like the goal was to lose weight to get back
people?
Yeah, bro, I cut them in half with my hands, bare hands.
Okay, so you lose weight, and then what?
The goal is to get back into baseball.
Okay, so you tried a little bit of t-ball.
My parents got divorced right as all this happened. So it was a stream of events.
So this was a very climatic,
huge moment in my life, right?
Okay.
So lose all my friends.
Yes.
A week later, grandma dies.
Yeah.
Who was a huge person in my life.
10, 11, 12 years old was rough for you.
Yeah, very. Parents got divorced literally the week like a month later after my grandma died. They were literally only together because that's what my grandma wanted. Yeah. So huge moment in my life, right? Just very traumatic time. Yeah. But instead of like, you know, squaddling and being a little bitch, or like I like stood up and like I wanted to go do something. I wanted to change who I was. Like and really the only goal was to like diminish this kid that stole his controller from me, which sounds so stupid, but like that was my goal. Like I wanted to make him feel like he was the biggest piece of shit and that he's gonna get nowhere in life and that I just passed him up in every aspect. Yes. And that's what I did. I lost all the weight. He continued to do bad things, got into drugs, like heroin, like bad shit.
Oh, that's horrible.
Bad. Like going into high school, bad. And like I just continued to succeed. And so I lost all the weight, got back into baseball. Another really important person in my life is my coach, my first original like private coach, Joe Mazuka. Okay. Played professional baseball, really good guy, but he kind of gave me my like you mindset, like where it's like I'm better than you mindset, like I'm gonna work to be better than you mindset. And he changed who I was. Like I walked in there wearing like my fat people clothes, like ripped sweatpants, like a graphic t-shirt and like a shitty shoes, like That's how I walked in there.
Sounds like my outfits.
Yeah, on like Saturdays and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, first day in there, I never met this guy before. He's like, what the fuck are you wearing? What? He's like, do you want to be a good baseball player? I'm like, yeah, I do. He's like, well, you got to dress like one. You got to look like one. You got to act like one. Get a little drip, like get a chain or something. Like go go get nice clothes. Like next time you come in here, like you better look like a baseball player. Well, my parents just got divorced. So my dad now has all this money. My grandma died. He has all this money. So we go on a spending spree. Buy a lot of clothes, buy a chain, get a new bat, new glove, new shoes. So now it's like becoming a very conflicting point in my life because my mom's in and out of jobs.
Yeah.
Broke, like scared to lose our house.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Trying to get food stamps, like stuff like that. To on my dad's side being
Bless you.
Being what we consider wealthy.
Yeah.
Taking us on vacations every summer. Like
yeah.
So Joe Mazzucca like modeled me as a human being. And I don't even think he even knows that really, like how much he really meant to me.
Reach out to him, let him know.
I would, but he doesn't know I don't play anymore, so that's a little scary. But
no, don't reach out to him. No more.
But yeah, so then I get better at baseball, dedicate my life to it, like literally dedicate my life to it. Every moment of my life, I'm either in the gym or at the park or in the cages, like doing something. Literally dedicate my life to it, get better grades, A, B, honor roll student, join the high school baseball team, gain some friends back, get some respect back, and that's where it kind of started.
Was there any tragic adversity that occurred in middle school?
That.
Okay, now what about as you get into high school? What about high school? Any crazy turning points in life? Good or bad?
So no, not really. High school was pretty smooth sailing. So once I got to high school, it was just like go time. It was time to capitalize on everything I just worked on. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm a skinny boy. I went from 220 at 5'6" to now 140 at like 5'10".
That was your lowest weight?
Lowest time. I was like 145, 150.
Dang.
So like I had this like perfectly executed plan, and obviously like I'm fucking going through puberty, so like it's a perfect time to like execute on any type of weight changes. So now I'm just eating. And my goal is to go to the gym every day after school because we had open gym at our high school. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just benched every day. Like every day I just went in there and benched. And that year I played baseball on the high school team, and I played decent my freshman year. Sophomore year, COVID happened, so that happened. COVID, that was a pretty dramatic time. Was on JV sophomore year, told I was going to moved up to varsity halfway through the season. Junior year, varsity athlete. Senior year, varsity athlete. Both.
Was there anybody else at the office that played baseball that at a pretty decent level, like pretty good right now?
I know a lot of people that played baseball here.
But like good. Who's the best?
If we're talking about like how far we went, it would be me. Like
no. Like who's the next best then?
Probably Anthony D'Angelo.
Yeah. So now I'd like to see you two, square off, see who's better.
We go to the cages sometimes. Yeah, he just can't see. He has bad eyesight. Like he has like the eyesight of my grandma. What?
He'd probably smash you.
No, probably not.
He's like Ohtani.
He's gonna be watching this.
He's like Ohtani.
No, he's got a bad shoulder. I got a bad shoulder. That's what I'm going through right now.
Now, what's
John
up
Zaleski thinks
I'm putting rings down on 2 pitches.
You guys all think like this is the easiest thing. There's a baseball field across the street.
Bro,
like,
we destroyed you when we had office baseball.
Bro, I destroyed everybody.
Nate destroyed you.
I destroyed everybody.
Nate destroyed you.
I would peg everybody, dude.
Nate destroyed you. What's up with Ohtani's deal? I remember when they first struck the deal, $700 million deal, largest sports contract pretty much in the world.
Dude, but it's so interesting.
It's like 10 years before he gets money.
Yeah, so he gets like $2 million a year, if that. I think it's less than that actually, for the next like 6 years, and then he finally gets released that money. But he's like, it would suck if he was like some low level athlete that never got paid in his entire life. But he was like the best player in his country, so he got paid like a solid salary there.
Yeah,
so,
and his sponsorships.
Yeah, he's good, but like still, like that's a lot of money until you realize like.
Talk about a dog that's willing to wait, though. That's what I love about like these like immigrant nations, anything outside of America is like, it's like the message I shared where it's like people think the Goliath is what destroys you, but they don't realize King David was sent back after he was anointed to be king to wait for like 15 years. He was anointed around. Basically, theologians believe around 15 years old is when he was appointed to be king. He didn't become king until 30 years old. You know what I mean? So he defeated Goliath, but then he had to wait for his crown for 15 years. So everybody wants to be the king. Nobody wants to wait for the crown.
To me, it's so crazy. Like an investment as a team like that, because who knows where somebody's going to be in that period of time.
Yeah.
You have an athlete like Chris Davis, who was one of the best baseball hitters of all time.
Or Bryce Harper.
Prime. Bryce Harper's still good, but this is a really cool story.
I'll destroy him.
Bro, Bryce Harper would kill you. Dude.
I'll destroy him.
He would look at you and you would
Albert
cry.
Pujols was better
You
than
would
Harper.
cry.
Albert Pujols was better than Harper.
That's probably a debatable topic. But Chris Davis is a good example of somebody who still gets paid, doesn't play baseball anymore, and gets paid like $10 million a year.
Why doesn't he play anymore?
He sucks. So he went on, he had the longest streak of not getting a hit in all of baseball.
I feel like getting into Major League Baseball, to me, it sounds like it's one of the hardest things to get into because there's so many like minor league levels.
Yeah, you have like the NHL, the NFL where you get drafted. Yeah, there's like a practice squad or like a lower level team. NHL has like double
maybe
different
one.
levels.
Yeah,
but
NHL has a few. But
MLB you have
there's like 10.
Rookie ball, then you got low A, high A, single A, double A, triple A, and then you go to the bigs. And you could be the best.
And that's not even including college, right?
No, so college, so you could get drafted right out of high school, okay?
Yeah.
And then after that, I believe you have to play college baseball until your junior year. You could get drafted again your junior year of college, or you could play your senior year.
What's the best league next to MLB? Single A?
There's none.
High A?
Triple A.
Triple A?
That's all affiliated with the MLB.
Can you go from high school to Triple A?
It's possible, but I haven't
What did
heard
Harper
it happening
do?
in a while. I don't know. I believe. Yeah, so he went to junior college. I think he got drafted out of high school. So like a lot of these kids, like they'll get drafted out of high school, but it's a bigger risk as a ball club to take you on that young. So they'll give you maybe like he'll go in like the third round, get like a $600,000 signing bonus. But Harper's probably like, I'm better than this. I'm gonna go prove it. Goes to junior college, plays 2 years, plays a year, and gets drafted in the first round for $6 million signing bonus.
Is there Major League women's baseball, softball?
Nope.
There isn't.
Oh, I mean, there's professional like softball, yeah.
Yeah, professional softball.
There's a place by my house, so it's called Athletes Unlimited, and it's so stupid. Like they draft new teams every week, and it's based off like this, like stupid like point system.
Huh,
It's so
okay.
stupid. It's like. Never mind, I can't say that.
Yeah, we can't say it, but it sounds like a special group.
No, it is definitely
Sounds like a very special group. Dope. So, baseball is that's one thing I do enjoy, going to a baseball game a couple times a year. I never regret going to a baseball game, especially with us having Globe Life Stadium. We have the box suite.
Yeah, it's so cool. I've yet to go somehow.
Get on the field, dude.
I've yet
It's
to
an
go.
exquisite experience.
Nate's. I'm like Nate. Why didn't you take me? Why didn't I go to this last leadership? You don't want to go. Like
Go on the field.
it's like 3 days of learning. You don't want to go. And then I see, and everybody's on the field like hitting batting practice, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah. And then, you know what? I went to the Cubs game. I went to a Cubs game this year.
Yeah.
The ice cream was soy milk.
Is it actually?
It sucked.
It's probably where you got it from. You
the
probably
food
got it from like
sucked.
a halal place or something.
Dude, it was horrible. So that's what I'm thinking. Is the White Sox food better than the Cubs food?
Well, the Cubs, according to like surveys, have like the third best ballpark food in the entire.
No,
MLB.
third worst.
I don't think their food's that great, but you have to go to the
Yeah.
right places. Like there's 2 or 3 places within Wrigley that are like really good, but then you have like your average like concession stands.
I must
that
have
are,
just
like,
gone to the
awful.
average concessions because
Yeah, they're not that great.
It was atrocious. It was garbage. You know, I honestly considered licking the floor for a second for just a refreshment because I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Soy milk, chocolate ice cream.
But yeah, baseball is such a long topic. It's such a hard
Long.
sport. People don't understand. Like
Who's the greatest baseball player ever?
probably Shohei.
Babe Ruth.
Me.
Who'd you say?
Me.
No, obviously, like. who's-
Probably like it'll probably go down as like Shohei Ohtani.
Oh no, dude. Let's talk
People
about OGs.
that could be a debate, but like
Let's
nobody,
talk about OGs. Let's look it up. Best baseball players ever.
not Babe Ruth, but Barry Bonds.
Nah, he sucked.
No, dude, Barry Bonds is actually insane.
Best
Like,
baseball players of all time.
That's another big long like. People get pissed off.
Who
about
do we
that.
trust? Do we want to do baseballreference.com, ESPN? Let's just look at ESPN. Or here, we'll go off MLB.com. This is straight from MLB.com. So best baseball players born in every year. 2002 was Jordan Walker.
See, that's-
Debuted on Thursday.
That's like misconstruing though, because you're looking at years. You got to just look at like statistics, which that'll take us years. That'll take us like days to figure it out.
All right, I'll just go back up to.
But Barry Bonds, in my opinion, is probably one of the best
Nah,
players.
baseball wasn't built by Barry Bonds. It was built by me. Let me show you something. Let me look this up real quick. So, best baseball players of all time. Let's go up to the top 3. All right. So, number 1, guess who it is?
Barry Bonds.
Babe Ruth. Played with the Boston Red Sox from 1914 to 1919, New York Yankees to 1920 to 34, and then the Boston Braves in 35 for his last season. Status as a hitter. His batting average, what do you think it was?
330.
342. Okay, honestly, I don't know how to read this. It says 342, 474, 690. Is that right?
That's the flash line.
What's that? What are those stats there?
So his batting average 342. His slugging percentage was 474, and his on base percentage was 690.
Yeah, he's a
But
dog.
he was also a pitcher too. So like
He's a dog.
Shohei Ohtani, like same thing.
He played against literal plumbers.
What is the greatest baseball movie of all time?
So many.
There's only
So
one.
like if you want like
There's only one greatest baseball movie. of all
Moneyball
time.
is a big
Wrong.
good baseball movie.
42.
Wrong.
Major League is a good one.
Wrong.
All right, what's yours then?
The Sandlot.
Bro,
you
you're
fools.
from the Sandlot, dude.
Yeah, I
You're
am.
Ham from the Sandlot.
Babe Ruth is in the Sandlot.
You're Ham from the Sandlot.
You're that. Who was the chunk kid's name?
Ham.
That's
or something.
you.
That's you.
No, that's literally you.
No.
I'm the kid that kisses that fakes dies and kisses the lifeguard. Fakes.
Bro, your favorite.
Fakes to drown.
Bro,
That's me, dog.
Your favorite baseball
I'm
movie
drowning.
is A League of Their Own. You like A League of Their Own,
What movie is that, dude?
where all the girls play baseball.
No, you know was it the comebacks or were like I Am 12? What's
yeah,
that? I Am 12.
bench warmers.
The bench warmers. Yeah, that's your favorite. That's your favorite. You know who
Warmers
that
is
reminds
good.
me of? That reminds me of Ion.
No.
Tim pulling up his-
Look up Benchwarmers.
Yeah, I know. Willie
one guy-
Mays is number 2.
The one guy looks like Nick Opachin
Who?
from Benchwarmers. Look up.
Yes. The Napoleon dude.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Willie Mays is considered number 2.
Really?
Yep, Willie Mays. Played in an African American league, 1948. I didn't realize they still had an African American league in 1948. When was 42 published? Obviously, who was that? Was that Roberto Clemente? Who was 42 based off of?
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson. Why do I not know this? I'm half black.
yeah,
So
what's
Jackie
wrong
Robinson. When did he start? This is crazy. I didn't realize they still had a separate league for the blacks.
World War II ended in what?
World War II didn't end racism, bro.
I didn't say that.
What he's best known for playing a shallow center field at a cavernous polo grounds, sprinting toward the center field fence and
know what
making
polo
an
grounds is?
improbable. What?
You know what Polo Grounds is?
No, what is that?
It's insane, dude. It doesn't exist anymore, but like the dimensions of it are nuts, dude. Like to dead center, it's like 480 to dead center, and like to the corners, it's like 280.
What is that far?
No, 280 is super short, and Polo Ground and like 480 is like very far for like the fence. You're not gonna understand.
Yeah,
I'll
480.
show you later.
My average home run's a 480.
No, your average home run is 150.
My average home run's a 480.
You could maybe.
I don't even think you could hit a golf
Listen,
ball.
Babe Ruth is known for home runs. The baseball we watch today is Babe Ruth's game. Many players make an impact. A few become folk heroes, but nobody changed the sport like Ruth did when he joined the Yankees and transformed baseball into a game of power. No player dominated his era like Ruth. He led his league in home runs 12 times, often out-homering entire teams, and 13 times in slugging and OPS. What's OPS?
Base plus slugging.
No, OPS.
On base plus slugging.
Yeah, it's a weird statistic.
He slugged 690 for his career. He slugged 744 in 41 World Series games. He won all 3 of his World Series starts as a pitcher. One of them 14 innings. He called his shot, or maybe he didn't, doesn't matter, because he's Babe Ruth. Number 3, Hank Aaron. Was Babe Ruth black?
No,
White as hell.
Nah, he was mixed.
he ate cheeseburgers and
He was mixed.
drank beer.
Okay, cheeseburgers have nothing to do with
He played against plumbers.
Hank Aaron. He didn't play against plumbers, dude.
Babe Ruth.
Yes, they did.
Stop.
Babe Ruth literally. Wasn't there a year where the MLB was like on strike and they literally?
Yeah, they all had-
people off the street?
Yeah, they literally all had to work.
How many
with
home runs did Hank Aaron hit?
I have no idea.
755.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
That's insane. How many did Barry Bonds hit?
770 something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, next one is number 4, Ty Cobb. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
You didn't really care about baseball. Tell me his stats.
Bro, I don't know his stats. You tell me my stats.
You didn't really
My
care.
Cobb played in like the 50s.
How's he know way more baseball than you, bro?
I just worry about
Cobb was the
myself.
greatest of them all. He won a record 12 batting titles. He hit 400 3 times and finished with the highest lifetime average in MLB history. He played a game where you had to outthink the opponent, not outslug. Dude, Ty Cobb is a dog.
Tristan would have loved BG.
Here's what Cobb said. Nearly 100 years since he played his final game, the image of Cobb remains vivid. The sharpened spikes, the aggression, the fiery temperament. Through the years, it became difficult to separate fact from fiction. They were all against me, Cobb wrote in his autobiography. But I beat the bastards down and left them in the ditch. Babe Ruth put it this way. Cobb is a punk, but he can sure hit. God almighty, that man can hit.
People don't understand. Like, I always tell baseball players that, like, want to come to the business, like, how much baseball could relate to this business, and that's why I love hiring baseball players.
Bro, it's so easy.
It's
you know
like-
what I mean? Like, hey, what's the batting average that gets you into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, like over 300.
Over 300.
1 in every 3.
Yeah, bro. If
Yeah.
you can come do 1 of every 3 in sales, you're gonna get into the sales Hall of Fame. You're gonna make a significant amount of money, and you're gonna have a great life. Ted Williams, who do you play for?
Boston Red Sox.
You're getting smoked.
Dude,
My entire family's from Boston.
I don't need to go over this.
Any sports to do with Boston?
You're getting smoked. Let's give him a couple more. Lou Gehrig.
Yankees.
Smoked. Okay. Mickey Mantle.
Yankees.
you could just say Yankees because 90% of the all-time greats play on the Yankees.
This one isn't. What is the second team Barry Bonds played for?
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Nope. That's the first one.
Giants.
That's the first one.
Giants.
You got it.
Bang.
Loser!
Bang.
But nobody thinks of Barry
All right,
Bonds
number
as
9. Who do you think the number 9 is?
Albert Pujols.
Nope.
Shohei Ohtani.
Dude, he's still playing.
He's a-
Walter Johnson.
Never heard of him. Sorry.
You heard of him?
Nope. He's lying.
Loser. Okay. Number 10. Have you heard of this guy? Stan Musial.
Usual.
Musial.
Cardinals.
You're getting destroyed, bro.
Also, why are there no pitchers on this list?
Pedro Martinez.
Yep, Red Sox.
Actually, he started with the Dodgers.
Yeah, he played on like 4 teams, my boy.
He did. He played on a lot of teams. Honus Wagner.
Oh, God.
I'm going to keep going. I got to stop. I actually like watching Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, yeah. He like brought a whole different style to the game.
Yeah.
Very swaggy baseball player.
Ken Griffey Jr. Was his...
His son plays now.
Yeah, is it Junior?
Oh, no. Not Ken. No, we're thinking of somebody else.
Didn't Ken Griffey Jr.'s son?
Yeah,
Or was
no.
it his... Was
So
he
Ken
the son of
Griffey
his
Jr.
dad?
played with Ken Griffey Sr. They played a
Ken
few
Griffey
games
Sr.,
together.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They went back to back.
which one was the better player?
Junior.
Junior?
Yeah.
You're looking at the list.
Oh, I didn't read it. I didn't read it entirely. Who I'm trying to think of that dual sport players. Deion Sanders, baseball, football. You also had Bo Jackson.
Michael Jordan.
That's not a good reference.
Yeah, it is.
How good was he at
It's
baseball?
one of the. Not that. I mean, good enough to get a hit in the big leagues.
Yeah, that's not bad. He probably paid him like, hey,
Yeah, he just wanted to
slow
do
that
it.
pitch down.
You know, he quit basketball to play baseball.
I know, because it was one of his dad's dreams after
Yeah.
his dad passed away.
And he got a bit hit in the big leagues.
Yes.
It's crazy.
It's insane. Now, what do you think Bo Jackson would have done if he didn't blow his hip out? You think he would have been like a dog in the baseball realm?
He was a dog.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if he got like a full 20 years.
Oh yeah, he would have been. Is he in the Hall of Fame
I don't think. Is he in the Hall of Fame for anything?
baseball?
Definitely not for baseball. Maybe for football.
Oh, Mike Trout's on this list.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Mike
he
Trout's-
still play?
Yeah, he's an active
How is
player.
he above everybody?
When did this article come out?
What article?
Whatever. you're
Oh,
reading.
this came out in 2022. That's probably
Hey,
why.
That's probably why. Yeah.
Mike Trout, Greg Maddux, played with
Pitcher.
the Cubs.
Yeah.
Joey DiMaggio. Sounds like these are a lot of center fielders.
Yeah.
Is that the best position, center fielder pitcher?
No, not necessarily.
Like, what's the quarterback of the?
catcher? Yeah, nobody believes
In
that.
terms of like field control.
Like, who's like the cloudiest? Like a girl loves a quarterback. Who's a girl gonna love?
Shortstop or a catcher?
Short. Is he right?
Shortstop.
I've
center
never
fielder,
heard anybody
catcher.
say, "Hey, I'm the catcher."
Bro, I
and a girl-
played this-
Oh my God, you're the catcher.
I played the sport in college.
Oh my
No,
God.
like shortstop. If you're talking about like
I love catchers.
Yeah, you like catchers, all right?
You like it. All right, so shortstop, that obviously makes sense.
Yeah,
but
shortstop, center field. Yeah.
catcher. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Catcher's like controls the entire
Take
game.
third base is up there.
You like Roger Clemens?